extruder that will work. So finally I have swapped out the previous motor, which is this one. This one works, but I learned the hard way that the reason why this was so cheap is because it's so small. It doesn't dissipate heat very well, and all of these parts here that I printed didn't. They were warping. So what's supposed to happen is that the filament gets fed in through here, right? Gets fed in here, and it goes between this gear. Let's see, let's turn that a little bit. So it gets fed between that gear and the bearing, and pushed down here into my my hot end that I also designed. And the previous experiment didn't work so well because these were cheap. These were really horrible, and the heat break, this thing here, didn't have a Teflon lining. So that really, as you can see, that's one that's still clogged, and so the material would stick to the inside. So now I've got these nice large NEMA 17s that I've already printed a few things with it, just test stuff, and printed a new Z-axis coupler here, as you can see, and it barely gets warm, so that's a very, very good thing. So these work extremely well, and they work. And I revised this a bit so that it's cleaner. This bearing is different, is a different size than this bearing, and I put the wire on there to kind of keep that close a little bit. But I mean, I could redesign it, but I'm not going to yet. So now I have two feed tubes feeding down into the dual hot end. Now down here, I've got the balance pretty well, and these both have the Teflon lining, which I can show you. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, these are all the parts for the other printers that we're going to be building in the workshop. Here we go. So you can see here that that looks just like the previous one, but if you really look, you see that there's actually Teflon in there. So when this is in the block, the filament will go down into here, and instead of sticking to the sides, when it's cool, it'll just stay in its form, and then when it heats back up, it'll just push right on out. So it took me a good month to figure out that that was a necessary part of the hot end. So now I have two hot ends which are both Teflon lined, and so this is my design, as I've shown in one of the previous videos, of my dual extruder setup. Right now it just works, so it's not elegant, and I need it to be elegant so that I can fold it and it'll fit down into here when it folds. The other modification that's going to happen in the next couple of days is to extend the width, because with this hot end, you can see what has to happen is that the hot end has to go, both hot ends need to be able to go all the way over to here and all the way over to here. Right now only one does at a time, so I'm going to extend the width by about 50 millimeters, which should give me a little bit of play for both extruders to be able to completely inhabit the bed. And at that point I should have a system that I can really stretch out on and create some very new types of devices. So I just wanted to share that, and I'll post some more videos once I have something that's worth making a video about. Period. Peace.